channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. Baby, let's get into the message. So, y'all, I'm here with a dream. And I'm pausing because at first I was like, I don't know what message God want me to give. You know what I'm saying? But God was like, go ahead, go live. And I was, like, I haven't really. But it's a dream that I had last night, y'all. And in this dream, I was in what you could say is a huge house, but what it felt like is at the as the dream progressed, I moved from one person house to a different person house. So in the first part, I was in a family member's house, a distant, not really distant, because me and this family member, we don't see each other very often at all, like at all. This somebody I barely, you know what I'm saying, barely talk to, barely see. But anywho, which is not outside the norm for me because I'm very quiet anyways. I'm a very shy person anyways. I really not I don't want to say that it's like I'm not social like that. Even in a social setting, like if I decide I want to go out or I want to go, you know what I'm saying, go out to eat or something like that, it's typically me by myself, minding my, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a very talkative type person. But anyways, I'm in this at this person's house. And while I'm at this person, and this is someone that is older than me, which is once again something that's not that hard because like I'm not the baby of my like family, but I'm in a younger generation. I'm younger. But anyways, so I am you know what I'm saying, just doing my own thing, and for whatever reason in this dream I was trying to get something to eat. But the crazy thing about it is it was nighttime. So like mostly everybody was laying down. One weird thing about this dream is neither of the places that I was at looks like any of these people a house that they ever stayed at. Like it was so weird. And it was so many people, like it was so many different family members, just like making pallets on the floor. The couch was piled over like five people. Every bed had about five people. It was like we was in a deep, and I was like, "What is going on here?" Okay. Anyways, I'm trying to find something to eat. And I'm the only one looking for food, and I'm like, dang, y'all not hungry? So, anywho, as I'm looking, somebody else that is there decides to walk with me searching for food, and then somebody else joins into the search, and we finally find somewhat of a little snack, but we find it at another person's house. Now this person isn't exact like family because they not blood to me, but it is somebody that I knew in my childhood. But I end up at this lady's house, and you know what I'm saying? Once again, bunch of people everywhere. People, pallets on the floor. The couch got five people. All the beds is filled. People everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Once again, I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on. Okay, I was like, what's going on? Anyways, as we leaving out the kitchen, we got food and we leaving out the kitchen, there's a baby crying, and the woman whose house it is tells someone else that they need to change the baby's diaper, and he looks so tired, and like he just about sick and tired, and he tired, and he's sick and tired, and he's tired. And I do recall him saying something. I don't remember exactly what he said. Let me see. I didn't type in what he said either. But I do remember that he said something to me, and he was stuttering when he said it. And then he just kind of, you know what I'm saying, paid attention to what she was asking him to do and went to change the baby diaper. But I know he was kind of irritated, and he was trying to help me find something to eat. But at the same time, it's like while he was trying to help us find food, she started calling him to go and change the baby diaper. And he was like, looking really frustrated. And as she says this about the baby's diaper, she also says that she's about to lock the kitchen up. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, why in the world would somebody lock the kitchen up? It was giving um the movie Bessie. That's what I'm being reminded of, the movie Bessie, and how her sister had a lock on the refrigerator because she said the kids was always running in and out the refrigerator and grabbing food and grabbing drinks. You know what I'm saying? It's giving ATL when they came in talking about they was hungry and they was trying to ask him for the cereal that he had locked away, and he's talking about they always eating. Kids gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? That's what people do. People eat. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that is a whole different level of cruelty and abuse when you trying to keep kids from doing what they supposed to do. They supposed to eat. And you know what I'm saying? And I know that sometimes it can be a situation where the child can be overweight. They need to lose weight. They need to make healthier choices. In that case, then maybe you need to have healthier choices in the house. There should be no choice of junk food. Because you know what I'm saying? Even if a child, as somebody that's a big girl myself, I still gotta eat. If I try to go without eating day after day after day, I'm gonna be passed out somewhere. And that's just the truth. That's the truth of the matter. It don't matter how big somebody is. And I know that it's a real disrespectful, hateful people out here that will try to make you feel just because you weigh a certain amount or just because you look a certain way that you ain't really, you don't really need to eat like that. You be eyed if you don't eat. Nah, we ain't finna do that. The scripture comes from Sirach 18 and 21. Humble yourself before you become sick. In the time of sin, show conversion. Let nothing hinder you to pay your vow in due time. Do not wait until death to be justified. Before you make a vow, prepare yourself. Do not be like a man who tempts the Lord. So here's the message. God said, for somebody, you got to be careful what you vow to God that you're going to do. And one thing that, you know what I'm saying, just to point a few things out in this dream. When you have people, when you are in a position to where you are helping somebody out, or maybe you accept to take care of somebody, even if it's a babysitting situation, which is kind of like gave me, I don't know why it gave me vibes of just like everybody having a sleepover type vibes. Like that's what it gave me, a sleepover vibes, because it was pallets everywhere. 5 people on the couch, laid out over here, laid out over there. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, watching movies, playing games, that type of thing. And I just feel like when you are an adult, okay, when you're a grown person and you have told another grown person that you will watch their kids for them, it shouldn't be a situation where a child is starving. It shouldn't be a situation where a child don't know what to do and they don't, you know what I'm saying, they scared to ask for food because you so mean that even if they did ask you for food, you gonna roll your eyes and drag your feet and act as if they bothering you. Okay, it shouldn't be a situation what a child gotta go to sleep hungry because you then decided that anybody that walk in your kitchen is a problem and they better find somewhere else to go and they better this and they better that. And you know what I'm saying, I know, I recall people being like that. And you know what I'm saying, in my childhood, and I can't stunt, it would make me not really even want to go to their house. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if me and the kids is friends, because why is your mama tripping? Why is your mama so mean? Like, what y'all got going on? What y'all got going on over here? Especially me, friends that I was real cool with. We in the kitchen cooking, okay? Like, I had a friend, me and her was so close. I would be in the kitchen making omelets for me, her, and her mama. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really, I would be taken aback by, somebody that is strict like this here. because it's strange for somebody to be so cruel to a child, even if it's not your child. You know what I'm saying? And I do understand, sometimes it could be there's situations where people are like this towards their own child, which even more so, like the scripture says, God said, before you make a vow, prepare yourself. Don't put yourself in a position to where you have come into agreement with God that you're going to take care of the child, the blessing that he has given you, that is simultaneously your child, his child. And then once you receive this blessing, now, oops, no, I don't want to take care of it no more. Well, I only meant that I wanted to take care of it for a short period. After this time period, I don't want that responsibility no more. And I know some of you being like, Star, what is this commitment? Star, what is this vow? You know what I'm talking about. Because what other reason besides to consecrate a marriage is SEX4? It is for reproduction, baby. So as soon as you lay down with somebody, you basically making an agreement with God that you trying to make a baby. And a lot of people want to argue about it. Y'all can argue with yourselves. As soon as you lay down with somebody, you have made an agreement with God that the baby that comes from that cell, you're going to take care of that baby. And if you decide that you're going to mistreat that baby, you're going to turn your back on that baby, you're going to turn your back on the person that you made that agreement with, it's not going to be well with you. You know what I'm saying? Do not be like a man who tempts the Lord. God said, don't tempt him now. Don't push him now. Don't put yourself in that position. And sometimes I feel like for somebody, God said, you have been wanting a baby. You have been wanting to get with somebody. Maybe it's someone that you're in a relationship. You married to this person. Y'all been trying and trying and trying some more. And you have not been able to get pregnant. God said that he do not want it to be a situation where y'all have this baby and either one of y'all start acting up. Either one of y'all start mistreating the baby. Either one of y'all decide that y'all finna go off and do y'all own thing, because then you're going to have to deal with God and his wrath. And you know what I'm saying? For some of y'all, it's a situation where God is like, I want to see if you really want it though. Because you know what I'm saying? It's one thing. One time, it was a one night stand and we ain't really intent for this. You know what I'm saying? People, like, I just feel like these are prayers that people really said to God. This was just a one night stand. I ain't really want to have no baby with this person. Lord, please forgive me. Lord, I wasn't trying to. And Lord, I don't want to deal with this here. And Lord, I this, that, and that. God said he ain't trying to hear that. Now, if you've been trying and trying and trying for months upon months upon months, years, and he finally blessed you with your baby, he is not concerned with if y'all little relationship break off. He don't care about that. He is not trying to hear y'all got a divorce. He not trying to hear y'all don't get along no more. He not trying to hear, oh, the baby look just like him, or oh, the baby look just like her. I can't stand it. It's driving me wild. He ain't trying to hear that your new person don't like the baby because the baby look too much like the mother, or the baby look too much like the father. He is not trying to hear none of these excuses. God said if he looked down from his seat after you sat there praying and crying and acting a fool, saying that you want that baby and you just gotta have a baby by this person, and you've been trying over and over and over again and saying you would never this and you would never that, and he sends you that baby and you act up and you mistreat the child due to what the father does, or you mistreat the child due to what the mother does, you gonna have to deal with God. And that's the message. God said you will have to deal with him. You will have to deal with him. If you were to ever get to a point to where, you decide, well, this child, I'm going to try to push the child off on this person or push the child off over here. You know that this person feels some kind of way towards this child. You know because this person is being mean. Every time the child go to their house, they being nasty and mean to the child. You know good and well, if they don't like you, they for sure don't like your child. I know me personally, once I fall out with somebody, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I like, my child is not finna, you know what I'm saying, keep on hanging around them. I don't want them to. Because if they gonna be mean to me, they gonna be mean to my baby. So no, I don't want my son at your house after you done cuss me out. Because I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you with my presence. I for sure don't trust you with my son's presence. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. And I just feel like when it come down to it, God said that He is watching, He is watching, He is watching, He watching the vows that you take. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know some people is gonna argue with this here, and they gonna feel like that they shouldn't have to, that's not a vow, and they not really trying to make no commitment, and this, that, and the third. What is, like, is God a joke to you? What do you think fornication, the term fornication as a sin, why was it created? Because you're not supposed to do that unless you marry. Because then when you're doing that with the person that you're doing that with, and y'all create life, God is not trying to hear no excuses as to why you're not finna love that child the way you're supposed to. God not trying to hear that. He is not trying to hear the reason as to why. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like this for somebody. God said He been warning. He gave you warning after warning after warning to just chill. You know what I'm saying? Just wait and just this, that, and the third. And you keep on asking. You keep on asking. God said if He sends you what you've been asking for, you better not mistreat that baby. He said you better not mistreat my baby. Because He is giving you this gift. He is sending you a gift, and you've been asking for the gift. He gonna send you the gift that you've been asking for, and you never know what happened. I was watching Greenleaf last night, and that's my show. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch it. This is my third time watching the whole series, and it's really sad how Charity's story was. Her story touched my heart so bad because Charity did everything right. She got married. She got married to somebody she loved. They got pregnant. They had babies. And in the middle of her pregnancy, he decided that he wanted to start looking at men. This a man that claimed he ain't never did nothing with no man and ain't never been attracted to men. But all of a sudden, while his wife is pregnant, he decided that he got to go download the app and start looking at men on the app. And he expects her to still want to be intimate with him after that. No. And you know what I'm saying? I just feel like with this movement and everything, some of these men was really thinking that it would cause women that only want straight men to be okay with a man liking both. I know me personally, no, I'm not attracted to that. No. You can do that, but you do that over there. Don't involve me with your nonsense and your fetishes and your foolishness. You can carry on with that all the way over there. We're not doing that. You're not finna have me confused. You're not finna have me, none of that. We ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, her story was absolutely heart-wrenching. The twists and the turns. The fact that, you know what I'm saying, they was trying, but she just couldn't do it. She couldn't stomach it. They had to get a divorce. It wasn't no hard feelings. Then he turned into a nightmare towards the end and was actively, you know what I'm saying, trying to pursue to take the baby from her. And then, you know what I'm saying, the whole time she really don't even want the baby around him and his boyfriend. And she have all rights to feel that way. Baby, I just feel like sometimes you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful because, baby, that will be a nightmare. You think you got somebody that's straight. You think you got your happily ever after. Y'all then got married. Y'all been together for umpteenth years. Y'all have a baby. And then all of a sudden they like men or they like women or whatever. And they want to leave you. And or you can't deal with it. So they leaving. And now they got. And you have to deal with your child coming to you saying what is going on. You have to deal with your child being confused. You have to deal with your child scratching your and you know what I'm saying, as a parent, I just be like, I don't even know what to say when my son asks questions. I just be like, just be nice, okay, and keep going. Carry on. Let people do what they gonna do. Okay. Some people is different and let them do what they gonna do. anywho, that's the message. God said, be careful. Be careful what you ask for, and be careful what you crying about. This somebody crying and begging and asking and crying, and you falling out on the floor. God said you don't even know what the future could potentially hold for you. Now, it's not always, this little fly about to get on my nerves. It's not always going to be a situation where, you know what I'm saying, everything fall apart. You could eventually find somebody that, you could find somebody that you intended to be with. You could find somebody that makes you happy, and you make them, and yeah, you make them happy and they make you happy. It could be a situation where y'all both raise the child the way that y'all come into agreement, and everything is beautiful and wonderful. And I feel like for somebody, this is why God got you waiting, because he wants you to find that person. But you keep on, it's like this is somebody you basically kind of, it's your way or no way. And God is saying, like, he making you wait for a reason. And you got to be careful who you decide that you're going to go ahead and take a vow. Who you going to go ahead and take a vow with. You have to be careful of the vows you make. And then, you know what I'm saying, when you do get to a point to where you're having a baby, you know what I'm saying, you have to be, don't be the kind of parent that is going to be nasty towards your child. It's too many people that, like, my generation and younger, that's coming out talking about they had to deal with this, that, and the third with their parents, and these parents should be ashamed. Your child shouldn't even come out online and feel as if that you was jealous of them, or you was deliberately mean to them, or you were abusive, or you did this, that, and the third. That's crazy. And you know what I'm saying? This is trauma that people had to go through as children, and they carried on into adulthood. Half of them, they go to therapy, they get themselves together, they turn to God, they get themselves together, and they fine. And then the other half, they are pushing all of the trauma they went through onto other people. Sometimes children, and sometimes adults. And I just feel like God said you got to be careful. Because as quiet as it's kept, being a parent is a big responsibility. Being married is a big responsibility. That's another vow that you can take, that you got to be careful about. Even though it wasn't mentioned, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't in his dream. The dream ain't have nothing to do with marriage. But it did have the baby crying, and it did also have a bunch of kids around. You have to be careful. You have to understand, as your child gets older, they're going to want to be sociable. They're going to want to have friends. They're going to want to have friends over. They're going to want to go to friends' houses. You have to be God said you better be, like, really taking care of your child the way that he watch over you. You know what I'm saying? I know we can't compare ourselves to God and even think that we would come close to how God is, but you got to have a close eye on your kids. You got to make sure your kids is good, and you should be loving towards your kids. You should, just the way that God will cause us to learn things in a season prior to when we receive a blessing, so that when we receive that blessing, we know what's going on. That's how you're supposed to be with your kids. You're not supposed to just, you know what I'm saying, throw them out into the world and be like, oh, well, we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to prepare them for that. They should know that, you know what I'm saying? It's too many people that are adults now that say that ain't nobody teach them about credit. They had no idea. It's too many people that don't know how, renters insurance and all this other kind of stuff work. It's crazy that, like, you know what I'm saying, we don't learn it in school. Then we become adults and we just got to figure it out. And you know what I'm saying? It's too many people that don't know certain things that they should know. And I just feel like God is saying, when he do give you the children that you have been asking for, don't just drop the ball. Don't just, be mediocre. Don't be halfway. Treat your children the way you're supposed to. And I just feel like don't allow nobody else to come in between the relationship you have with your kids. Just because you and the child's father or the child's mother didn't work out, don't mean that now, you know what I'm saying, you got a new boyfriend, you got a new girlfriend, and they coming first. in front of your kids, because that is very traumatizing and it is very hurtful. When you are, you know what I'm saying, a child to someone, your love is unconditional. The child's love is going to always be there. Whereas somebody that's in and out and may not be there forever, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen too many people that do that. They put their new person over their kids. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. Some people talk about the father and the stepmother be mean to the daughter, the stepmother trying to kick the daughter out and causing all kind of, you know what I'm saying, drama, and the father take the stepmother's side and kick the daughter out, and the daughter then lost her relationship with her father forever. And ain't no telling what this woman really, her real true intentions are, because if she don't love the man child, how can she really love him? That's a piece of him. She's a part of him. I didn't see stories of, you know, the how, you know, parents, the mother will have a boyfriend or something like that, and they, you know, try to mess around with the daughter. The stories of, you know, just, it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? Fighting with the son and all kind of crazy. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. You gotta be careful when God give you this blessing, and understand that a child is not a temporary blessing. A child is not a blessing. This is a life term. It's life. You know what I'm saying? And there are very beautiful pieces of it. There are very beautiful pieces of it, but it's also going to be some heartache involved. There may be a time where your child will break your heart. You know what I'm saying? I can't stunt. And my feelings was hurt when my son said he would prefer to talk on the phone with his friends than with me. My feelings was hurt. But you know what? I take that. It's cool. He older. You know what I'm saying? When he was 2, 3, I couldn't get no peace. He followed me into the restroom, followed me into my beauty room, walking in the middle of my little my little makeup videos and all kind of, baby. No peace. Try to work out. He then sat in the middle of my little workout mat, and you know what I'm saying, then they got his toys together, and we both working out today. And you know what I'm saying, now it's just like, you know, he a whole different person. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I just feel like you have to be able to accept the toss and turns and the joys of it. And God said, for whoever this is for, he better not ever catch you mistreating the blessing that he gave you, especially after you sat here and for somebody you begged him for years, for somebody for months, for whatever amount of time you asked over and over and over again for God to give you this blessing, and he gave you the blessing, or he's going to give you the blessing. For somebody, he's going to. For some of y'all, he already gave you the blessing, and he said he better not catch you dropping the ball when it comes to being a parent to this child. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this is not for somebody where your pregnancy was a surprise. That part. It's not for someone where your pregnancy was a surprise. Even though in the beginning I explained, you know what I'm saying, when you like laying down with somebody, you are basically making a vow to God that you know what I'm saying, you're going to take care of the baby. But anywho, that part right there, that was for somebody you asked. You asked, or you been asking. God said he about to answer your prayer. But you better not mistreat this baby. It don't matter what the mama do, what the daddy do, how everything twists and turns, the twists and turns of life, you know what I'm saying, ups and downs, whatever happened, you still gotta love the baby. Anyways, that's the message. This message went on 30 minutes. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I hope y'all like my nails, baby. It took me 8 hours. 8 hours. 8 hours to finish my nails last night. But it was fun. It was fun. It was relaxing, I guess you could say. But anywho, that's the message, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.